Namaste students. In today's class we are going to study a little bit detail about the functions of the heart. In today's class we are going to study about the blood vessels, difference between the blood vessels, that is artery and veins, and the blood vessels which are entering and leaving from the heart, as well the double circulatory system. You know, William Harvey was a scientist. He first introduced this double circulatory system. He explained about the double circulation of blood in our body with the help of the heart. Next, blood vessels. The blood vessels are branched tubes extending from the heart to all parts of the body. There are three kinds of blood vessels we can observe: arteries, capillaries and veins. The first we can study artery. An artery is a vessel which carries blood away from the heart towards any organ. Artery is a blood vessel which carries blood away from the heart towards any organ. And main characteristics of an artery we can study. First one, it has thick muscular walls. Artery having a thick muscular walls. Next, it has a narrow lumen. Lumen means the central part. It is a narrower in size. Next, the blood in it flows in spurts which correspond to the ventricular contractions of the heart. Yes, here in the artery the blood will flow very under high pressure. So, because here left ventricle, when it undergo the contraction, the pressure is more, so it pump the blood to the aorta, and then through the aorta it spread into the different regions through the artery. So that's why in the artery the blood flows under high pressure, and wall of the artery also undergo the contraction and relaxation. Here you can see in the artery, all the artery carries oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood, and remaining all artery carries oxygenated blood. So in the diagram you can observe in the artery, so it has a thick muscular walls. There are three layers we can see. First one is external layer. It is called as tunica externa. Middle layer, so it is called as tunica media, and innermost layer, that is a endothelium or tunica interna, and at the center part we can see empty like spaces, that is called as lumen. Here lumen is narrower. So this is the structure of artery. Next, vein. Vein is a vessel which carries the blood away from an organ towards the heart. Vein is a vessel which carries the blood away from an organ towards the heart. Its main characteristics, it has a thin muscular walls. Here walls are very thin. Next, it has a wider lumen, the central part. It has a wider lumen. Next, the blood in the vein, it flows uniformly. Means the blood in the vein, it flows under low pressure. Next, it contains thin pocket shaped walls. So it has a valve. So because in the vein the blood flows under low pressure, so to avoid the backflow of blood, it has a valve. But in artery there is no valve, because in the artery blood flows under high pressure. But in the vein, blood flows under low pressure. To avoid the backflow of blood, it has a valve. And these veins, it carries a deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. All the veins carries the deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood. So this is the main structure of the vein. In the diagram also you can observe. Next, capillary. Here artery divides into small branches, is called arteriole. Arteriole again divides into a small branches, that is called as capillaries. Here aorta divides to form artery, artery divides to form arteriole, arteriole again divides to form capillary. Capillary is a narrow tube-like structure. It has a single layer of squamous epithelial cells, that is a endothelium. There is no external layer, middle layer. It has only one layer, that is endothelium. This capillary, it has a power of dilation. It undergoes the contraction and relaxation. So when it undergoes the relaxation, then it is called as a vasodilation. And it undergoes the contraction, it is called as a vasoconstriction. It has a power of dilating and contracting. Here, which respectively increase the and decrease the blood supply to the body parts. Because of vasodilation and vasoconstriction, the blood supply also increases as well as decreases. So, you can walk in the hot sun, your face turns into pink. At that time, the supply of the blood increases. When it is too cold, face turns bluish because the supply of the blood will reduce, because capillary undergo the power of dilating and contracting. Now in the diagram you can observe here, artery divides it from arteriole and blood enters inside the arteriole, and it again arteriole again divides. It is called as a capillary. It is called arterial capillaries. These arterial capillaries, when it carries the deoxygenated blood, then it is called as venous capillaries. When the capillaries carries the oxygenated blood, it is the arterial capillaries. So when it carries the deoxygenated blood, it is called as venous capillaries. These venous capillaries again rejoin to form venule. Venules are rejoined to form vein. Here, venules are rejoined to form vein. Here, artery divides to form arteriole. So, these capillaries are nothing but it is the when arteriole divides to form fine tube-like structure, that is called as a capillaries. When it contains the oxygenated blood, it is arterial capillaries. If it contains a deoxygenated blood, it is called as venous capillaries. Next, blood vessels entering and leaving the heart. First we can focus blood vessels entering the heart. The right atrium receives two large vessels, that is anterior vena cava and posterior vena cava. The first, anterior vena cava. It is also called as superior vena cava or precaval. It brings deoxygenated blood from the anterior or upper regions of the body, including head, chest and arms. Here anterior vena cava, it receives the deoxygenated blood from head region, chest region, arms region. Then it pumps that deoxygenated blood into the right atrium or right auricle. Next, posterior or inferior vena cava. It brings blood from the posterior or the lower region of the body, including abdomen and lungs. Here, posterior means inferior. It also carries the deoxygenated blood from abdomen region as well as the legs region, and it pumps that deoxygenated blood into the right auricle or atrium. So next one is pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein, it receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs, and it pumps that oxygenated blood from lungs into the left auricle or left atrium. That is a pulmonary vein. Here vein carries the oxygenated blood. It carries that oxygenated blood from the lungs and it pumps that oxygenated blood into the left atrium. Next, blood vessels leaving the heart. Pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery arises from the right ventricle and carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs for oxygenation. Here, pulmonary artery, it carries the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle and pump that blood into the lungs for the purification or for the oxygenation. Next, aorta. Aorta arises from the left ventricle and carries oxygenated blood to supply it to all parts of the body. Aorta, it is the largest artery in the human body, so it carries the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle and pump that oxygenated blood to the whole part of the body. Here aorta having a different branches. Through that branches the oxygenated blood is circulated in the whole body. Next, coronary arteries. Here two coronary arteries arising from the base of the aorta. These supply blood to the heart muscles. Coronary artery, it arises from the base of the aorta and supply the oxygenated blood to the heart muscles itself. When there is a blockage in any coronary artery or in any one or more of their branches, there is a deadening of the corresponding area of the heart muscles, leading to myocardial infarction. Here, sometimes insufficient supply of the oxygenated blood takes place for the heart muscles. Heart contains a muscle that is called as a cardiac muscle. So, if the muscle receive the insufficient oxygenated blood, so in that area the deadening of the muscles takes place and it leads to the myocardial infarction, or it is called as heart attack. The coronary veins collect blood from heart walls and pour it into the right auricles. Here coronary veins carries the blood from the heart walls, that is especially deoxygenated blood, and pour that blood into the right auricle. Here sometimes chest pain will cause. That chest pain is called as angina pectoris. This chest pain is due to the insufficient supply of blood to the heart muscles. The insufficient supply of the blood takes place to the heart muscles. At that time chest pain takes place, so that we call as an angina pectoris. Next we can see the differences between the artery and veins. It is very important. Here first one, artery, it carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart into an organ. Vein, it carries the deoxygenated blood away from an organ towards the heart. Next, about the structure we can come. First one is in the artery, progressively branch, decreasing in size. I already said aorta divides into artery, artery divides into arteriole. So when it divides, its size become decreased. In the veins, progressively unite, increase in size. Here venules are rejoined to form vein. A rejoining process takes place, that's why it is increasing in size. Next, in the artery, smallest artery breaks into arterioles. Here artery again divides to form arterioles, but in the veins, smallest vein arises from venules. Here veins are arises from the venules. Next, in the artery they have thick and more muscular walls, and vein have thin muscular walls. And walls are elastic. In artery walls are elastic, in veins walls are non-elastic. And in artery it has a narrow lumen, in the vein it has a wider lumen. And next, in artery there is no valves, but in the veins we can see the valve. And artery constrict or dilate to control the blood flow, and here it cannot undergo the constrict. And in the artery usually it is placed deeper region of the body, means it is usually deeper placed. In veins it is superficially, here near the skin we can see this vein. And artery do not collapse when it is empty, vein collapse when it is empty. Next, blood flows with the jerk and under great pressure, that is in the artery. In the veins blood flows continuously under very little pressure. And artery, it carries oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Vein, it carries deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. These are the major differences between the artery and vein. Next we can study circulation of blood in the heart. So here you can study the circulation or how the blood will circulate in the heart, as well as you can focus the internal structure of the heart.
Muscular organ which is protected by the rib cage. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. The 2 upper chambers of heart are called right atrium and left atrium. And the 2 lower chambers of heart are called right ventricle and left ventricle. Inferior vena cava and superior vena cava carry deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart. Blood flows from the right atrium into the right ventricle through the open tricuspid valve. When the ventricles are full, the tricuspid valve shuts. Blood leaves the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery for oxygenation. The pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood to the left atrium. Blood flows from the left atrium into the left ventricle through the open mitral valve. When the ventricles are full, the mitral valve shuts. Blood leaves the left ventricle through the aortic valve into the aorta and to the body. And this is how the heart functions continuously.
Double circulation. Double circulation nothing but blood flows twice in the heart before it completes one full round. Means blood flows twice in the heart to complete one heartbeat. So that is called as a double circulation. Here the two types we can see. First one is pulmonary circulation, Second one is systemic circulation. One complete heartbeat, it includes pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. A blood flows twice in the heart. First, pulmonary circulation. A circulation of blood takes place between lungs and heart. Pulmonary circulation, the circulation of blood takes place between lungs and heart. Here, deoxygenated blood from right ventricles through pulmonary artery, it goes to the lungs. In the lungs, deoxygenated blood is converted into oxygenated blood, and through pulmonary veins, it comes to the left auricle. Here, deoxygenated blood from right ventricle through pulmonary artery, it goes to the lungs. In the lungs, purification of blood takes place. So, deoxygenated blood convert into oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood from the lungs, it enters inside the left auricle through pulmonary vein. So, this is called as a pulmonary circulation. It takes place between lungs and heart region. This is the short circulation because it takes place only lungs and heart. Next, systemic circulation. Systemic circulation takes place between heart and body parts. Here, oxygenated blood from left ventricle through aorta pumps into the different parts of the body. At the same time, deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through superior and inferior vena cava, it enters inside the right auricle. Here, systemic circulation takes place between the heart and body parts. Oxygenated blood from left ventricle through aorta, it reaches to the different parts of the body. At the same time, deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through superior and inferior vena cava, it enters inside the right auricle. So, this is the circulation of blood takes place between the heart and body parts. So, it is the systemic circulation. So, it is called a general body circulation also. It takes place a little bit more time.
Circulation in man. Human heart has double circulation, which means that blood passes through the heart 2 times to supply once to the whole body. It involves 2 circulations. They are systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation. It is the major circulation in the body. The aorta divides into arteries, arterioles, and finally to capillaries, and therefore supplies oxygenated blood to various body parts. From there, deoxygenated blood is collected by venules which join to form veins, and finally vena cava, and pour blood back into the heart. Pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation is related with lungs. It starts from the entry of blood into the pulmonary artery from the right ventricle. It later divides into 2 and enters respective lungs. In the lungs, blood is oxygenated and brought back to the heart through pulmonary veins.
In today's class, we have learnt about blood circulation in human body and types of blood vessels and the blood vessels which are entering and leaving the heart, as well as we have studied about the double circulation, and that is pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation.